So today I'm talking about some branding things, what I call the four branding assets or timeless branding assets. That means these assets for your personal brand doesn't expire, and it's very important if you are building a personal brand. I want to, outlive you or make impact beyond the hype and all the trends. So I'm going to talk about the four critical asset that you must have to enhance your brand growth and becoming more timeless. So the very first one, as an author of over 60 published books and uh, helping brands and individuals to build their brands through writing books. Book is the number one asset if you want to leave an impactful print in the hearts of men and timeless as to have a book in your name to share your thoughts and ideas to transcend to the next generation to establish your brand. I remember the late Dr. Miles Morrow said something in one of his books and his teachings that the world is ruled by dead men. And what he meant by that is the philosophies, ideologies that we run the systems or trainings as rooted from these ideas or taught from people who are dead and gone through the books they wrote and content that was kept. So, book is a timeless asset for personal brand and also to help impact the next generations strongly. So, I believe that as an entrepreneur, totally anybody who want to make impacts to build a successful brand, focus on sharing your thoughts, content, one through books, which is very important. So, book is a timeless asset beyond trends, beyond traditions, beyond the hype. A very good, great book is important to have in your name to share thoughts and ideas and to pass on to the next generation as a legacy to also training ways to also help people. The second thing, 20 years ago, Apple Inc. With the invention of the iPod, birth what you call podcasts. Sharing thoughts, ideas, talks through broadcasting on an iPod, basically. So, which has become a term now for audio video content. Primarily was on iTunes, but now it cut across a lot of platforms. So that is a podcast. Podcasts for the past uh, 10 years or yet let me put so I've been doing podcasts for 15, 16 years ago since um, I say the podcast has become an anvil on which great brands are forged. So it became a tool in which you can build a transcending brands. Either you are hosting your own podcast show or serving as guest on various podcasts. If you follow the trends of listening carefully, most of the great authors, repeated people, being from the ex-president Barack Obama to whoever you can think of, have been into many, many, many podcasts. It's more beyond traditional media, TV's podcast. It's something which is more timeless to be able to establish your brand. So either you want to serve actively as guests on various podcast shows to promote your brand, your business, or you run your own podcast show, which is very important to push your brand and business. So podcast is one of the greatest assets, timeless, to share content. That way you're going to help you get followers, subscribers, to even to use as a lead generation tool, in also to build your platform where you can engage people, you can impact the lives of people, share your thoughts, ideas using the podcast. So it's very, very timeless asset in this age to have a podcast or share thoughts through podcast you can use to build your platform, build following, build your brand. So think about podcasting in various channels that is available to you. The third thing, I remember one of my friends for the past, decades we connected. That's Yuko Dangia, a transformational coach in the US. always say the website is important, and I believe that website, I say, is your traditional home when people are searching for you. I remember that years back when I got the opportunity to, speak on TV stations and radio stations. Most of them found me just on my website because back then I was one of the very few people to have a website in my name. So you search my name, find on my website, and that brought a top level trust or over 15 years, 16 years of a website, the content that speak volumes of the brand, top notch, trusted. When you find certain information about people and you see that they have a website, content genuine, build a trust level, people able to connect with you, and raises that you're more serious about your brand and business, so you don't just thrive on social media platforms which are essential for a brand, but having your own home where you can create a lead generation to get leads to sell your own primary products and services. Just and that you realize a number of people use their website actively well. They're able to do so many things, cut all the gatekeepers in the e-commerce industry. So having website is important in your name or in the name of your brand. So think about that. And the fourth thing in all this that your reputation matters is one of the greatest assets you have. If you want to be trusted, you need to be reputable, that your thoughts and ideas count, so that you might have a book, you might have a podcast and website, but if you don't combine a strong strategic reputation, you see who if the content say exactly who you are, they find you, they engage you, speaking, everything can be trusted. Because if you cannot be trusted, you have no business in this age. I say that trust is the currency for riches in this age. So if you can be trusted, you have business. If you cannot be trusted, you don't have a business. So it's important that you keep your reputation top notch. Put in mechanisms and listening tools to listen to conversation about your brand, whether they are right or wrong, and the ways to correct it in the digital space, so that you keep your reputation. Because once it is destroyed, within seconds and minutes, you lose your brand assets. It's a great asset to always guard and protect. So in having a great book, a content, podcast, website, and all of that, keep your reputation. It's primarily important in this age, especially that people can do anything they want with any content. Guard your reputation, protect it. So look at this four what I call timeless branding asset for your personal brand reputation management: book, podcast, websites, and reputation. Weave these four things together perfectly, and you're sure that if you do it consistently, constantly, in the right channels, the right ways, you put your brand top of mind and able to impact lives beyond even yourself. So the best is yours. My name is Bernard Kelvin Clive.